Today we talk about the road to sustained happiness. Hello legends and super legends, welcome to Veloharmony. Today's video we deviate from the road per se, cycling, and we talk about the factors in your life that can lead to you being able to achieve your goals and being self-fulfilled. And what got me into this topic was that from time to time, periodically on YouTube, watch videos from my favorite people. One of my favorite people, what's his name? Will Smith, made a video, and I didn't watch the whole thing, but something he said that got me going was because I share the same belief. He started talking about his relationship with his wife and how you cannot make another person happy. You know, you have to work on your own happiness. Each person has the responsibility for their own happiness. And that really resonated with me, and it gave me the motivation to make this video. And what I want to talk about is that there is a saying he used, and I'll read it because it's just perfect. He said, "The road to sustained happiness is through disciplining your behavior." Now, why that stayed in my mind is that, Paul already know we talk a lot about stuff, and I always use myself as an example. I will use me as an example. So let's say, for example, I do a lot of riding. You guys see I'm doing this channel. I stay fit. I do a lot of work. There's a lot of things I do off camera to be able to do the things that you see during the group rides, and even the knowledge I've gained over the years from experience and reading and whatever. It takes a lot of discipline. There's been people on here that would say, when I post a video, they say, "Wow, I think it was on Strava." Also, he said, "Oh, you got up at 5 something in the morning to go do the ride, and that really motivated me to want to get out." Yeah, to get up at 5:30 in the morning is not that big a deal, but what it means is I have to go to bed at a decent hour to get some rest. So I can't be clubbing or partying all night, and I know I got to ride in the morning, very early in the morning. That's the discipline it takes, knowing that I've got to have a structure that I follow to be able to achieve those goals. That gives me a lot of satisfaction, and that leads me to being a very fulfilled person. My wife is not responsible for my happiness, and I'm not responsible for her happiness. Now, whether she understands that or not, we have not discussed that. And that has a bearing on everybody. Some of you probably know, because I've had people in my life, like when I was in college or even competing on the bike, would say, "Well, I want to buy this set of wheels, but if my significant other, if my girl hears about it, it's going to be war." Well, what kind of money are you using to buy the wheels? You get up every day, you go to work, you're a grown man. She's not your mother. I hate to hear that kind of stuff. And then some of them end up buying stuff and then hiding it from the person they're with. Why are you doing that? Are you using funds that are allocated for something else to get that? That's not very disciplined. So that leads to your unhappiness there with yourself, because I know you don't feel great about hiding things from whatever. And the reason I'm bringing that up is even now, currently, I still hear that from grown men, 40, 50, 60-year-olds. I'm going to buy this, but I'm going to make sure she doesn't see it. What kind of a relationship is that to where you can't share everything that you're doing with your significant other? So why didn't you just stay single? It's not healthy to be hiding things from the person you're with. Then is she hiding things from you? So that means the two of you are not going on any kind of a journey. And that's how people grow apart. So check yourself. If you're one of those that said, I can't buy this because she's going to have a problem with it. Why? Why is she going to have a problem with it? Because you're being irresponsible? Because that would be a good reason for her to have a problem with that. So if you're disciplined and you get up every day and you work, there's a part of that money you earn that you are allowed to spend on yourself. Who are you working for? You should work for you. Maybe you need to cut back on all the other crap if you're spending money on other things, because you can't have it all. You want this, you got to give up something. Maybe don't go to the club that night and buy $50 worth of drinks. Take that money to buy whatever it is you want. If you're doing that, then why do you have to hide it? So when people say that, I just kind of dismiss it. I'm like, this person doesn't have it together, because that leads to anxiety. If you want something, you need to discipline yourself and work for it. It's the same thing in life. Nobody can make another person happy. You can make them feel good. You can make them smile. You can make them enjoy your company, but you can't make them happy. And it's wrong to expect another person to be responsible for your happiness. Your happiness is in your hand, and it starts with discipline. You want to lose weight, but you want to eat this pizza with triple cheese or whatever. You need to discipline yourself. There's nothing wrong with eating pizza, but why do you have to have triple cheese? I used to work for Domino's when I was in college, and we'd get people calling in, ordering what we call the extravaganza. That means every available topping on the pizza. It comes with cheese, sauce, and every topping in the store. Then they would want triple cheese because it's no charge for that when you order in the extravaganza. You're getting it all. They would order everything we have, then they order triple cheese. When you put that much cheese on there, you can't even enjoy the pizza anyway, because when you pick up the slice, everything falls. So they do all of that and they say, give me a Diet Coke. I mean, we would just crack up when we got off the phone from taking the order. A Diet Coke? I mean, really? All this crap you're eating? That's what I'm talking about. No discipline. So yeah, you have to love yourself enough to say, you know what? I'd like to eat that, but if I ate that, I wouldn't be very happy with myself. Because if you know that you have a goal where you say, you know, I want to achieve this fitness or this weight or whatever it is you're setting up, and then you continue to do things that get you away from your goal, then you're sabotaging yourself. I mean, you have enough challenges out there in your way. You know, if you have a career that you say, I need to be able to do certain things at work to be able to achieve this goal at work, but then you party all night and get to work late or tired, you're sabotaging yourself. So it takes discipline to be happy. You have to be able to tell yourself no. You have to be able to tell other people in your life no. I have no problem saying no to somebody if they come up with an idea. I always tell people that are close to me that I have a million things to do every day. And that's just an arbitrary number, meaning I have a plethora of things to do every day. I can't do them every day. I do what I can and I move things to the next day. And the point I make to them is I don't need any suggestions from anyone on the planet of things to do. My plate is already full. I already have an agenda. In other words, I have a life. That's the same thing you need to have. You need to have goals. You need to have tasks that you do every day to get you where you want to be. You want to be a great rider? Get your butt up and ride. Don't show up at the group ride, want to keep up with that guy. You don't know what he's been doing. And then you end up killing yourself because you're really not prepared. That's just one example. You know, you have to be willing to sacrifice for the things that are important to you. You want this fancy wheel? Then work extra and get that wheel. And hopefully it won't deviate from anything else you're trying to achieve. You know, you shouldn't have to hide things from the people around you. I hate to hear that because that's just unhealthy. Why are you hiding it? Are you using the wrong funds to purchase that? That would be a reason to hide it. And whoever is with your significant other should be happy for you to get things that you want, especially if you plan for it. So I suspect that the people who say, oh, she's going to have a problem or this and that, or, you know, they're not planning and they're using funds that are earmarked for other things to buy other things that are not that important. And I think that's why they say that. So what I wanted to impart today is that you are responsible for your own happiness, not the person you're with. They're responsible for their happiness. You are two individuals taking a journey together. And that's for people who have a wife or girlfriend or whatever. If you're single, same thing applies. You're responsible. You need to be a complete person, hook up with another complete person, and then you guys take a journey together. But it doesn't mean you're going to be doing identical things. What it means is you seek your own fulfillment. And on this journey, you guys share the different activities that you go through. Okay? I will state it once more because this comment that he made just stayed with me because it's my mantra. The road to sustained happiness is through disciplining your behavior. It is the choices we all make that makes us unhappy. Somebody makes a suggestion or somebody wants to do something you know you don't want to do it. Say no. Why go somewhere you don't want to be? Say no. You know, Paul and I joke all the time. I tell him all the time. I say, you know, my wife came because, you know, women think differently than we do. You know, that's what keeps the world interesting. My wife said, what would you do if something happened to me? She said, what would you do with the house? Would you stay here? Because, you know, the house is perfect for the size of the family we have. And so I got what she was saying, because, you know, a lot of Americans downsize when the kids leave and yada, yada, yada. So when she said, what would you do if something happened to me? And I know, knowing how my wife is, what she really wanted to hear was, oh, you know, if you're not here, I would have to sell the house because I don't want anything to remind me of you and all of that would make me sad. No, but what I told her was, if something were to happen to you, what I would do is I would gut the master, move my office here and she got upset. You know, and she got upset because I did not say what she wanted to hear. But I was telling her what I would literally do. Yeah, I would revamp everything because I have, you know, there would be a different need. I don't need that big master. That was her idea. I don't spend that much time there. So when I started to say what I would practically do, then it dawned on me that I was thinking with my type A logical mind, and where she was coming from was an emotional area for, oh, you know, you're not here anymore. I wouldn't want to stay here, but that wouldn't be the first thing I would think about. So we're all different and we operate differently. We think differently. So another issue with my wife is she would have her friends would call and say, let's go to this casino or whatever. And somebody's paying for all the expenses or whatever. She's got all these tasks that she had planned to do with that time. She drops them and they go. And then when she comes back, she's behind on those tasks. And that's for those of you who've been with the channel long enough, more than a year ago, I told her, don't do my laundry. I do my own laundry because they just weren't getting done. I don't like to go ride, come back and have my clothes sit around. I do them very frequently, sometimes daily. That's just the way I am. So the point I'm trying to make is she marches to a different drummer. It's not necessarily wrong. It's just different. But the decisions she makes creates misery for her. So when she comes back from that trip and all the stuff she was supposed to do is piling up, she's not happy. And then the whole house, she's stomping around and throwing things. And you can tell there's a little bit, you know, she's not putting the soap in the laundry nicely. She's throwing it in there because she's behind. Well, you're behind because you chose to go do something else with the time you could have used to do these tasks. And so it takes you, say, 7 hours to do these tasks. You could have spread it over the weekend. And I hear you are Sunday night trying to do something that takes a longer period of time in a small window. And so I don't get involved because the thing is that that's not my problem. It's not a problem I created. And I kind of let that go. But the point I'm trying to get to is so that whole experience affects everybody in the house. Even the kids can sense mom's in a mood. And I just smile. I go about my business doing what I need to do because I'm willing to focus on what I need to get done to be ready for the next task that I have. Otherwise, I won't be able to accomplish anything. So keep in mind that you're not going to be able to make anybody happy. Be honest with yourself. Do not hesitate to say no if it's going to interfere. If you've got a big exam coming up and you know that if you party, you might not make a good grade on the exam and you won't be happy with yourself later, let those boards that want to go hang out go. You can do it at another time. Do things when they work for you. Don't force yourself. Don't do things to make other people happy at your detriment. Do things you want to do. Don't try to be popular. Just be honest. The people who want to be around you will be there. You don't need to know a lot of people. You just need a few quality people, if that. Okay? So I'll wrap it up there and just saying that, remember, you are responsible for your happiness. No one else is. Keep getting those K's in.